Can you guys believe that January is over? Because I can't. Hey friends, welcome back. My name is Nicolette. This is Little Corner Book Nook, and today we are doing our January reading stats. I'm going to actually scooch over a little bit so that way I can put the stats up here for you guys. But I had a pretty good reading month. I completed a series. I actually read. Going from a month in December where I read one book to completing the books that I did, I'm really happy with my progress. So let's hop into it. So I did attempt to read 10 things. I completed 9. I DNF'd 1. I'm happy with this number. I'm really ecstatic, honestly. Like I said, in December, I'd only completed 1 book. And yeah, there's something about like actually reading that I'm enjoying myself again, which is great. I hit such a reading slump in June of last year that I never really recovered. And I'm really happy with going from 1 completed book to 9 completed with 1 DNF. I read a total of 3,206 pages between these books. And as I said already, I completed 1 series, which was the Mom-Coms. I only had the last book left in this, and I enjoyed it. I'm glad I stuck through the series. Of the books I read, I had 2 ebooks and 8 audiobooks, and I listened to... This is at their actual time, not the speed I listened to them at, but what would have been 60 hours, 22 minutes, and 40 seconds. So that is a lot of audiobooking. Again, I listen to audiobooks when I'm at work, so honestly, not the worst thing, but I would like to read a physical book. I'm kind of slumping on my ebook right now, so I carried that one over from January, so hopefully if I possibly pick up a physical book, it will incentivize me to read again. Like, it will make me want to read again. Okay, so part of my goals for this year was reading down the books that I own and not acquiring new ones unless I am clearing those shelves. Unfortunately, I did not read any books off of my physical shelf. It was not the month for that, so that was 0. Kindle, I did not read any of my Kindle titles. This is not including my Tria chapter ones. I did get rid of 13 books through the Tria chapters, and actually my last Tria chapter will be up tomorrow. So you will see that, but I did clear 13 books off of my Kindle shelf, but I did not count them as reading because they were Tria chapters. I read 4 books from NetGalley, so I was able to get those reviews in, which is nice, get my percentage up a little bit. From the library, I did read 4 titles, and I enjoyed them. And finally, I did read 2 books off of KU. I wanted to read more, but like I said, I'm kind of slumping on the ebooks right now. So I need to get this number up by the end of the year. My goal is to have read enough that it covers the cost, if not exceeds the cost of my KU subscription. If I'm unable to do that, then I will probably get rid of KU next year. As for ratings, I had an average star rating of 3 stars, and we'll have the breakdown here for you as well. And then again, kind of with the KU side of things, I wanted to see how much I actually spent versus the retail price of everything that I read, and then having a savings amount this year. So the retail price of everything I completed in January was $190.27. The dollars spent was $61.99. This is my KU subscription, and then at the beginning of the month, I did purchase the library card, the out-of-state library card for the Queens Public Library. $50, very much well worth it. I feel like I've already read enough to cover the cost of that. Like I said, $190.27. Most of that was audio from the Queens Public Library. So I had a savings of $128.28. Okay, so now we're going to go through the books that I read and some quick kind of thoughts. The book I DNF'd was The Last Words by Katie Burchell. This book, I got it from NetGalley, and I think it was just categorized wrong. I mean, I only read 2 chapters, but I just did not connect to the characters. I did not connect to the writing style. It just was not a book I was connecting with. And honestly, it felt more like literary fiction than it did, like contemporary literary fiction, than it did a romance, which it was categorized as. And so for all those reasons, I did decide to put it down. And yeah, it just was not the book for me. So my 2-star books, I had How to Tame a Wild Rogue by Julie Ann Long. This is a historical fiction novel about a couple that they do not know each other. Situationally, something happens and they end up stuck in a storm and going to this inn. I believe it's an inn or like a bed and breakfast type thing. And they're pretending to be a couple so that way they can stay during this storm and the people around them. And it's just a very quaint story, but it focused too much, I think, on every other plot, and it did not focus on the one couple that we're supposed to be following. That is the reason that I just could not rate it higher. I just did not feel we spent enough time with the main couple for it to be considered like a full romance. The other 2-star was The Moon-Blooded Breeding Clinic by C.M. Nacasta. Try saying that 10 times fast. My goodness. This book, it was actually my second time trying this book. I had previously DNF'd it when I tried it in ebook. I did listen to the audio for this. There's just something with this book. I feel like the series continuously is just progressing downward. I don't know if it was just I wasn't in the mood for it or if I just did not, but second time around and I'm still like fighting myself. Like I did not want to finish it. I wanted to DNF it again, but I wanted to give it a full fair shake. I don't know if I'm going to be continuing on with this series. Cambric Creek starts off really good and I have not had as much fun as I did with the first book. So that was my other 2-star. For 3 stars, I had His Study in Scandal by Megan Frampton. This is a historical fiction about a older heroine. Her husband dies. She is out of mourning and she is about to present her daughter to society, and her stepdaughter brings her out for a night of fun, and she ends up meeting a gentleman, and situationally they kind of are connected because her stepson is trying to get him, the man she meets, to marry her daughter who's about to enter society for money. So situationally it's very funny. Very funny, like, oh my god. But no, like very strong female characters. The only reason I gave it 3 stars is the ending felt a little light. I would have liked to see a little more depth to it. I wasn't very happy with the ending, but I had fun overall. Muscles and Monsters by Ashley Bennett. This is a paranormal, contemporary type paranormal, and he is a wolfman, legit a wolfman. My favorite part of this entire thing is he has a tail and it wags when he is around her because he is so happy. And every time that happened, I giggled. This was really fun. This is the first in, I believe it's Leviathan Gym or something like that. first try, and I enjoyed myself. I gave this 3 stars. It just was fun. Like, it does have, if you are into Primal, this does have Primal. So, Will They or Won't They by Ava Wilder. This is about a couple, kind of second chance romance for them. They are both actors. They are on a supernatural show, and she ended up leaving, trying to kind of do something new with her career as her contract ended. He stayed, and she's returning for the final season, and old feelings and rivalry and just a bunch of shenanigans. I really liked this. I thought it had a really great representation for anxiety. She has some anxiety issues, and I thought that was very well done. This is the second Ava Wilder I've read that takes place in Hollywood, and she just has a real appreciation for the craft of creating, which I really enjoy in her books. So if that is something that you're interested in, I would suggest this. Madness of the Horde King by Zoe Dravid. This is the 3rd book in the Horde Kings of Dakar series. Finally, continuing on with the series. This book, I did not like it as much as I did the previous 2. That being said, this did have some really interesting plot going on. A little more plot than romance than the previous books. So he has some paranormal stuff going on around him. She has some like magic-y paranormal stuff as well. And together, there's just a big plot that they are kind of... I don't want to spoil anything. It is a middle book, so I don't want to say too much, but I felt that the magical aspects and the plot that they were doing took away a little bit from the romance part of it, but it was still interesting, and I did enjoy it, and I will be continuing on with that series. I only have 3 left. So, Mother Hater by Daphne Elliott. This is the last book in the Momcoms series. This is a series about a group of moms. They're all single moms for different reasons, and they all decide to move in together to help each other just because they're best friends. They're all single moms, and one of them has a brownstone in Boston, and so they all move in together to help one another, and slowly but surely they each have their own romance, and this was a really good ending to the series. It is written by 4 different authors, one for each of the friends, and this last book, while it's not my favorite in the series, my favorite is book 2. Book 2 is hilarious. I loved book 2. It's not my favorite in the series, but it was a really great ending. I really liked our characters, and their relationship felt really solid to me, and I liked their points of view as they're going into this relationship together. And overall, I just really enjoyed this series, and I had fun. And then for 4 stars, I have Using Feiho by Victoria Aveline. This is part of the Clecanian series. I don't know which number in the series it is off the top of my head, and I do not have that in my notes. But the Clecanians is about a group of women that they were abducted from Earth, and they do get kind of dropped on this planet for nefarious reasons, but they do end up being kind of taken in by the society and protected, because this is a society that is predominantly male, and the female to male ratio, like, the men are going to try their hardest to be the best possible partner for women, and these Earth women, yeah. So it's really fun. So this one, our couple, she chooses him because she wants to get off planet, because she needs to get back to Earth. Her sister is sick, and she wants to go bring her sister to this alien technology. They have the technology to save her sister's life, so she wants to at least give her sister that chance. So she's really trying hard to get back to Earth, and by marrying him, he is kind of this... I don't want to say he's a pirate, because he's not a pirate. He's more like a bootlegger. I think that's the best comparison I could give. But And he's just absolutely infatuated with her. And their meet cute is my favorite so far in this series. Their meet cute is hilarious. And yeah. And finally, I hopped on the Lila Sage bandwagon and I finally read Done and Dusted, which is the first book in the Rebel Blue Ranch series. I enjoyed this so much. It kept my love for the cowboy romance alive. This was so sweet, and it has amazing ADHD representation. Let me just tell you, I loved that, and I am so excited to see what happens with the brothers because I loved all of them. So, we started a new series. We completed a series, so I'm gonna call that a wash. That is it. I am so excited for February. I'm excited to see what books I end up picking up and what I end up enjoying. So, that is it for me. I will see you guys next time.